Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of Megaman X4. In the last part we got rid of Frost Walrus, Jet Stingray, Slash Beast and fought Colonel, and now we're heading after Web Spider. So yeah. Oh, I still think that water looks beautiful. And that's the ability we got from Slash Beast right there. It's kind of, now, even though I know it's supposed to be Web Spider's weakness, it's very hard to hit him with it, so it's best that you just go for either the flame attack or the just a normal sword slash or Z Saber slash. And this is actually, for some reason, I also thought I was playing X5 for a moment there because, as you remember, that's where we got the ultimate armor in X's playthrough. But that's also where you would get the leg parts for X, by the way. But in X5 and 6, you can actually, I think 7 is what? No, not 7, as far as I know. You can actually get the capsules as 0, which is something I wish was in this game. But then again, 0 getting upgrades would just be obscene. So yeah, not much to say about this stage so far. I will say that due to the Z-Sabers, these particular mermen are quite easier to kill. But besides that, not much to say about the first part of this stage. Although it is filled with those guys, surprisingly. I never realized. And actually, those plus sign guys that go along the walls look a lot like the guys from Mega Man's 1 and 10. I still wonder why Reperforce U has B robots. What is the practical use of them? Seriously. They seem like they'd be absolutely worthless in any battlefield besides annoying the enemy. And now we can burn these tree stumps again. Those not many of them are only the second and third one I still find useful because the second one not only has a hard tank, but the third one actually lets you skip like a minute's worth of stage. So can you tell why I always go this route now? The route I always used to take was that I went Web Spider first for some reason. I don't know why, but I find Magma Dragoons onwards a lot easier. So let's go take him on. Also, since I forgot to mention in Nexus playthrough, I was wrong. That is not the space station that is at the end of the game. It looks a lot like it, though. If you look at the tip of it, you can see like where the little weird wing things would attach. So apparently, also, this is a thing that I would like to mention about the X series. For some reason, everyone knows who Zero is. I mean, sure, he's an S-class hunter, but that still makes no sense to me. But as you can see, not only is this attack probably the closest thing to a weakness you can use on him, but it also causes massive slowdown because of the amount of hits it counts for. Because let's see, I'm going to count how many this next one I use it on him is going to count for hits for. If I ever... Do I use it again? Him again? I forget. That was 12 hits. If he didn't have the vulnerability period he does, he'd be kind of dead at this point. One thing I did forget to mention is that when he's down making this web here in the middle, he is absolutely invincible. You cannot do anything until he finishes making the web. And since I'm not abusing the Nova Strike this time, you actually get to see a bit of what his moveset is. For some reason, I've always gotten caught by that one web. I don't know why. And that's the end of Web Spider. Pathetic. How many bosses have I finished off in yellow health now? It's kind of... and we get Raijin Geki. Which, if I remember correctly, is... No, this is the lightning attack. Pretty much, it's a lightning stab. When you're standing still, just press triangle. It's actually very useful against the mini-boss in the next stage, which is Split Mushroom. Now, I do have to say one thing. It says right here that it occupies a laboratory and attacks whoever visits here. Who on earth would visit a laboratory like this? I mean, if he attacks anyone who visits there, I mean, that would make sense because we're the only one, so that is anyone. Other than that, who would visit this laboratory, seriously? That might just be me thinking over logically. But I'm just excited because I actually been on a bit of a Capcom rush as of recent, because I'm recording this, right now I've recorded the first 3 parts of Megaman X1. And Resident Evil 6 is coming out within the next 4 or so days, I'd say. Yeah, I think 4 days, because it's the 30th right now, so less than a week. Yay, Resident Evil. Well, that was kind of fun. Well, that was weird. If you didn't notice, I got hit, but at the same time, the guy died and dropped me an energy capsule. And I got healed while in the damaged state. I've never done that before, I think. Then again, I kind of tend to not get hit in this game. Well, at least I tend to get hit as little as possible, because I usually play as X and Nova Strike everywhere. Because this is my first time playing as Zero in at least... Let's see, I haven't played this game in about 2 years, so probably about 4 years of not playing Zero, because I play as X a majority of the time. The only reason I'm showing Zero off is because of the different cutscenes. And I just love to play as Zero when I do, because he just seems like your generic melee. He's fast-paced, that's for sure. And now it's time for this mini-boss again. Now, do not make the mistake I do for the first few blocks and just attack him with your Z-Saber. Use the lightning attack that we just got from Web Spider. As you'll see later on, it does a ton of hits. Then again, I think this guy has like an invulnerability period of like 3 seconds, so... Not even 3 seconds, like 3 milliseconds. This is where I start getting smart and use the lightning attack. Yeah, that's kind of obscene. And that's the end of the first half of Split Mushroom Stage. Still a palette swap, still a lazy level design. Oh, actually, you get to see that thing behind you. The first one didn't have this, but there's that red mechanoid behind us that will constantly be following us. It's not an instant kill, but from what I remember, it does do a ton of damage. Like these things. I learned during this playthrough now, more than ever, that these spike things hurt. Especially these ones for some reason. And I don't know, I mean, no, I didn't have that ability at this point. I could have waited until I got the ability from this level, from Split Mushroom to do that, but I decided not to. And I died. Let's try that again, shall we? flawless victory. I got distracted a lot during this video, as you can tell. Because every time I fade to black, I'm either taking a break, pausing, or something else is going on around me. Oh, elevator sections. I'm not sure why you're in a Mega Man game, because you're in kind of few Mega Man games, actually. Especially the Mega Man Zero games. My controller was spazzing out at this point. I remember my anger. Just like, what is going on? Also, for some reason, Zero and X have dialogue when they get low on health. I forget what X says, but Zero says it's not over yet, but it just seems very out of place in a game where you don't hear dialogue in the normal stages. And I got distracted again. Who was I getting distracted by at this point? Was it Chris who distracted me? Yeah, I forget. I recorded this an hour ago. And hello, Split Mushroom. And actually, that brings up a nice. Zero actually questions. I'm guessing he knows some of the Repliforces from the people from Repliforce, and he actually questions who Split Mushroom's commanding officer is. He doesn't even answer, so that immediately, if the sigil beneath his life bar didn't hint at it already, if you haven't played the previous X games, that pretty much would have confirmed that it is Sigma in the beginning. But then again, I didn't realize it was Sigma the first playthrough, mostly because I hadn't beaten X1 and seen what he looked like when I first played this. So yeah, this is the real strategy for him. When he gets on the ground, try to do the lightning attack on him. If not, get up and try to hit him as fast as possible, or else he'll split into two like this. And he almost killed me, too. And he suddenly has invincibility frames. And he's gone. These bosses haven't had much of a strategy as of recent, really. That is the one thing I will say about the Mega Man X games that I don't like, is that oftentimes when you use their weakness, their pattern starts to repeat, which I will admit, it started in Mega Man 7. 8 wasn't guilty of it as far as I remember, but I like the old games better when they do that. Like when they get hit by their weakness, they just continue on with what they're doing. They don't give a crap whether they just got a huge chunk of their health taken away. Anyway, we learned Koenbu, which is probably the most broken ability in the game. What Koenbu is a double jump, and it's also a mid-air attack. One of my more favorite attacks, actually, for its actual offensive purpose. Double jump, and that's the rolling attack. For some reason, that rolling attack has always been very obscene. And since it's pretty much the soul body for Zero, it can take these guys out until you're supposed to speed run through this to get to the items. And unlike I did in X, I do get it all 3 S ranks. It's actually very easy to do. And for the first one, unlike the X's playthrough, we don't get a heart tank, but we get a 1-up instead. Because there's no X. Because I think you get the helmet capsule if you get the third S rank in for X. I get hit by this one, but I don't care because 1 is not enough to stop me. I think you go down a letter grade every single time it says hurry up and down at the bottom, but I haven't gotten less than a B in years, so I don't remember. And now we get the heart tank. And with that, there's only one more heart tank left to get. In fact, there will be only one more item left to get after we finish this video. Because even though there's item collection I could have done, I decided not to. I'm going after the second to last item in this video. Also, the double jump makes this pathetically easy as well. . if you're not using the soul body or the rolling or Koenbu like I am now, this section might give you trouble, but luckily I'm good at this game. And that's the 3rd S rank. And now we get the E-Tank. This is where the X capsule would have, the helmet capsule would have been for X. I wonder what's there if you already had all the capsules. Probably like probably just a 1-up or something. For some reason, I like these kind of puzzles where you have to move the ball around through gravity. For one thing, I wish they were. It's not really puzzling. I like gravity puzzles like that, but that's just pathetically easy. Also, I don't like how it just abruptly switched. I wish it had a transition, but that's just me nitpicking of all things. And I'm not much of a nitpicker. And now it's time for Mr. Overdrive Ostrich. I mean, what's his Cyber Peacock Overdrive Ostrich? That's 6-2. Now, well, usually he's weak against Split Mushroom in X's playthrough. That does jack all to him. Surprisingly, his weakness is Magma Dragoon's Heat Slash. And I completely forgot about that until I accidentally did it there. Well, at least that's not its weakness. It's what interrupts his pattern. That's for sure. Because if you notice, he faces pretty much out of reality after I use it on him. That's what happens when you use the soul body on him on him in X's playthrough. I will say, looking at that background, I think that's, considering what we know now about Zero later on, that's actually a bit of foreshadowing for Mega Man 04. With the Space Core, Cyber Core, I cannot talk today. Cyber Core boss fight. And that's the end of Mr. Cyber Peacock. And we get Rakuhoha, which is the only limited attack that Zero has. It's his ultimate attack. It's his equivalent to the Nova Strike. It sends energy all across the screen. And while I am saving, which is usually where I end the video, I will be doing one more thing in this. So over in Frost Walrus' stage, I'm gonna have to cut to the point to where I get the item. And, well, you already know what item it is. It's the X-Tank, so I'll see you guys there. And we're back. Double jump up there, and you can get it. Anyway, I'm going to end it off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time on Megaman X4 when we go after Storm Owl. See you guys then.